See? Nothing to this game of cricket. Hi there. Al Foster coming to you from Dakota Collegiate here in St. Vital. This is the season finale for SportsSelect Sportstalk, and we are definitely going to go out with a bang, literally. We're going to be talking about cricket, and in particular, the Dakota Lancer cricket program. It's all about boundaries and wickets, you know. SportsSelect Sportstalk starts now. And here to help kick off the show, we're joined by the head coach of the Dakota Lancers. That's Keith James. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I have so many questions. Well, let's talk about the program itself, first of all, before we get into Cricket 101, if you will. And first of all, talk about how you got started with this group of guys.
I actually just came out of an email request from a friend of mine named Ray, whose son wanted to play. Said unless they have a coach here, they can't play. So I thought it was time to give back. So I came out coaching.
But now, given how difficult it is to get dollars for athletic programming and everything like that, like, you know, those kind of departments are always under financial strain. Just how were you able to sell it to the school?
Actually, the school was really excited to have us here have me here. They've been very welcoming. So that leads us to another story, but the welcome party was basically because there's a lot of newcomers coming into this area of town. There's a high density, you can see the buildings around us. So the apartment buildings are filled with young families, usually a couple of kids coming from India, Pakistan, Commonwealth countries, and their sport growing up on the street was cricket. They didn't always play formal cricket, but they played cricket, and that's the national sport. That's their hockey. So I know that from being a cricket historian, and I've been loving playing for about 28 years now. So for me, to enable them was something. As soon as I got here and saw how friendly and fun they are to be around, it was easy.
No kidding, like an infectiously energetic group, as I've already learned. But talk about the response you got when you put the call out then to put a team together.
Well, funnily enough, the school had about 2 kids who were already in the cricket stream, very, very involved and extremely talented. So those 2 kids were able to, you know, the rallying cry went out. And we have pretty much last year, we had a very young team, grade 9s, grade 10s, a few grade 12s, but not very many, and not many that had played proper cricket like we like to play in the park. So what happened was the newcomers were very coachable, very trainable, and very energetic, as you say, wanting to learn the game. So that's my job, to make sure they learn how. And actually on the weekend we played, this is our 2nd year now, and we played a very good game on Saturday against Sisler, and were able to win our first game. And a lot of it had to do with their experience from last year and just understanding the laws of cricket and how it works.
You were talking about putting the team together, Keith, and I'm curious just about how steep was the learning curve when you got these guys so raw?
Well, last year I had a few more helpers in my coaching staff, and they were very doubtful that we would be even close to representing a decent team. But funnily enough, the guys have cricket skills innate in a way. They've been playing it since they were little boys. They know how the game works. They see it on TV. So they emulate their heroes and they bring it to the park. And actually last year we came in 2nd in the tournament with a first-year team. This year I think we're going to be doing even better if we can get everybody to show up. It's kind of tough to get the kids into the park. It's about 15 kilometers from school. So we're trying to generate the transportation and all the rest of it to make sure that we have a good side.
You mentioned playing against Sisler, and I'm curious just what kind of growth you've seen just being with these guys for the past couple of years with high school cricket in Winnipeg.
Wow, it's like any sport in this town where you have kids, growing up and then graduating. So you have strong teams for a couple of years and then weaker teams and then strong teams, and it's about your development of the program. Some of the teams in the North End, maybe some of their better players have graduated now. They've been grade 12 and moving on. So when they develop their younger players, the real tough part is to get them to understand how the game works. So when they get into a difficult situation in cricket, it's a little different than baseball where you might get another chance. In cricket, you get one chance, and if you don't produce at that time, it's a problem. So it's a little different strategy for that way.
And I want to learn a little bit more about that aspect of the game when we get a little further on into the show and a little bit of Cricket 101. Curious how you've been received by their coaches from the more traditional North American sports, your football coaches, volleyball, basketball, that type of thing. Just what kind of support have you seen from them?
Wow. In this school is one of the reasons I came here, is because it's a sports school. Like everybody's into sports. We got football here, we got cricket here. I don't think anybody's giving anybody a hard time about their sport. The whole point is participate. The idea of getting these kids into cricket is to keep them from something other than cricket. Have them involved, enjoying representing their schools, and they really do. They really get a kick out of being Dakota Lancer teams. That's a huge part of living in a school 200 days a year for them, and so very much encouragement from everybody.
And I guess one of the most exciting aspects about the support you've been receiving is the fact you're going to have a practice facility at the new field here.
Yeah, it was actually a year ago, last weekend, that the principal came out and suggested that maybe we should do something in the school ground. At the time, I didn't know that they were planning a much bigger project here. But what happened was I decided, okay, well, I'll jump at it. And in the fall last year, we put together a proposal to put a cricket facility together. And the Councillor Mays was very supportive of it through a program called Bettering Communities Initiative. And today I'm very, very pleased to say that our portion of the fundraising, which was $10,000, has been reached. And we have a copy of the check here.
Oh, wonderful.
For $10,000.
You get a shot of that, Michael.
So that check will go into a special account, and we're hoping that possibly this year, but for sure I would think next year. Right over there, somewhere over by the fence, if everything works out the way the architect wants, we will have a 2-lane cricket practice facility, and we're hoping that that will draw the kids instead of them having to go way over to the park. It's a long way away. That at noon hour, these kids can go out and practice their sport just like the football players can, and volleyball players and basketball players. So it'll be artificial surface, it'll be totally enclosed in terms of fencing, and it's a very exciting project. There's another project going up in the north end at Elwick School for the north side, and this will be the south side project, which is very exciting.
It's so exciting, and I just can't imagine what it's going to mean to the community overall here as well, because I'm assuming other people will be able to come and use this as well, right?
It's open to the community. So there's actually a couple of the senior league cricket teams that live in the area, so we're hoping they'll come out, help coach, and bring along the youngsters so that cricket can keep developing in town. And it is getting bigger because of, again, the movement of people into the province that have cricket as their sport. It's very exciting.
And it's going to be exciting to learn about this sport. We're going to learn lots more about it here at Dakota Collegiate. Stay with us.